It came up and I hit, hello, my name is Danielle Farrell, and I am a public educator with the Alzheimer's Society of Peel. And I'm coming to you today with the Dementia Dish on dementia and delirium. So there are the three Ds, or what is referred to as the three Ds: delirium, depression, and dementia. Delirium is an acute or very sudden onset of mental confusion due to a medical, social, and or environmental condition. People living with dementia are more prone to delirium and have a higher chance of experiencing delirium. However, it is often missed in a person living with dementia because the person living with dementia already has some disorientation, confusion, and some mood and personality changes. So sometimes it is missed, but delirium is important to recognize and to treat. So although progressive irreversible disease of the brain that falls under the heading of dementia cannot be reversed, delirium and depression are two conditions that can be treated in a person living with dementia. So let's look a little further at delirium. So there are three types of delirium. One is hyperactive, and this is probably the easiest one to recognize. People with this type may appear restless, pacing, anxious. They may be experiencing rapid mood swings. They may be feeling a burst of energy. They may be telling you that they see things that are not there, so experiencing some hallucinations. Hypoactive delirium is where the person may be very reduced activity, low energy, very tired, sluggish, drowsy in speech and in appearance. They may seem to not be able to concentrate and are not interacting with the people around them or interacting with the environment around them. And then there's mixed delirium. And this is where hyperactive symptoms and hypoactive symptoms are both occurring and fluctuating throughout the day. And it may be that the person experiences a little bit more hyperactive delirium actually in the evening or nighttime, and a little bit more hypoactive delirium during the day. But mixed delirium is both of these symptoms occurring together. So delirium is where there is an underlying cause for the delirium symptoms. And there are some risk factors of developing these. So one would be dehydration. If someone becomes very dehydrated, they're at a much higher risk of developing delirium. That may be because one of the big risk factors for delirium is UTIs or urinary tract infections, lack of sleep. There's a lot of studies that show that a lack of sleep can actually lead to a person experiencing delirium. Multiple medications, so that interaction of medications. Advanced age will put you at higher risk for delirium. If you have sensory impairment, so hearing, vision impairments, for example, if you already have a diagnosis of dementia or cognitive impairment, and if you've had episodes of delirium before, you will be at a more increased chance of developing delirium again. So delirium symptoms emerge rapidly. So within a 24-hour, usually period of time, the person really is behaving and acting and sounding very different from what they did, 24 hours ago. So in a case of a person living with dementia, what you're looking for is what was their baseline 24 hours ago compared to now. So if there's rapid change within a few hours to, a couple of days, then we would typically want to flag for delirium and start to think delirium. The symptoms often come and go during the day, so there's that fluctuation. There may be periods in the day of no symptoms, but the symptoms do tend to worsen during the nighttime. This may be because of lower light levels, darkness, more shadows, things like that, and a person in delirium becoming more fearful. So what do we look for? Look for anxiety, fear, a sudden distrust of others, a spike in their fear levels. They may display a shorter temper or quicker to anger. They also, on the other end of that spectrum, may have a great burst of energy and have great feelings of elation. Might be talking about some grandiose ideas. Lack of interest and emotion is the other end of that scale. So, and as I said, it could fluctuate between this elation and this very, very quiet, withdrawn, very dazed and dozy kind of a way of being. Quick changes in their mood. So their moods may be fluctuating very quickly, and there may be personality changes. These are all signs that delirium may be happening. You also may see that the person is seeing things that others aren't. So some hallucinations, some illusions. The person may become a bit combative. They might also start to call out, with things like help me or some moaning noises, or become completely withdrawn. So any and all of these things can occur if someone is experiencing delirium. They also may show slower movements. Their sleep may be very disruptive when they're in a state of delirium. Their whole day-night sleep cycle may become reversed. So they're up all night sleeping during the day. Again, this is, if the person is living with dementia, this is something that is a change from how the person was 24 hours ago or hours ago, right? So it's a very marked change in that day-night sleep cycle, because as part of a person living with dementia, they may get that day-night sleep reversal as just part of their disease course. So this is what we're looking for, is when there's a change in that in a short period of time. Tips and prevention. So often delirium is caused by, as we said, dehydration. So we want to watch that hydration, keeping track of their liquid intake, ensuring that fluids are offered on a very regular basis and routine. Work on that sleep to make sure sufficient sleep is happening. So limiting naps during the day, increasing activity during the day so the person has a better chance of better sleep quality at night. Pain control. Pain can absolutely lead to a delirium state. So we do need to make sure that if the person's in pain for any of their conditions they might have, that we're controlling for that. And delirium is often caused by infections in the system. So urinary tract infections, kidney problem, bladder infection, pneumonia, things of that nature. So we do want to get checked out for what might be the underlying cause of the delirium and treat the underlying cause. Delirium, unfortunately, as I mentioned, is sometimes not recognized in people living with dementia. But the issue is that the delirium is being caused by something else other than the dementia. And if missed, the person living with dementia can be at risk of, even death. So it is a medical emergency, and we do need to get delirium checked out and the underlying cause fixed so that the delirium symptoms can be lessened and hopefully to go away, although people living with dementia may have delirium symptoms even when the underlying cause is treated. They may experience those delirium symptoms for a lot longer than someone would who is not living with dementia. So that's our little dish on delirium, and I hope it was helpful. If you wish to follow the Alzheimer's Society of Peel, we do have Facebook. We're on Twitter and X, Instagram, and we do have lots of videos on our YouTube channel. So please check those out. If you'd like to reach out to the Alzheimer's Society of Peel, you can do so at our service access extension 307, or you can email us at direct.support and leave a message, and we will get back to you to provide that information. Thank you so much for joining us today for the Dementia Dish, and I hope that you will join us for future Dementia Dishes.